Smith of Wales. Your British Boxing Board of Control steward is Bill Edwards. Your timekeeper at the bell is Peter McCann. And when the action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Terry O'Connor of the UK. And now to introduce the contestants. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner, with a record of 19 wins, 1 loss, with 12 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled at 13 stone 5 pounds, and tonight he wears the black and red shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Finnish Cruiserweight champion from Hamina, Finland, Janne Forsman. And across the ring in the blue corner stands the British and Commonwealth Cruiserweight champion with a record of 24 wins, 12 losses with 12 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 13-10-3, and tonight he wears the red, white and blue shorts. Please welcome from Derby, England, Ovill McKenzie. Your referee will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Here we go, lads. The sports in the change room, you know what to expect. Shake hands. Best luck to both. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 threes for the vacant WBA Continental Cruiserweight Championship.
Well, good evening, everybody, and it is not a bad little show starter. I must confess I've not seen too much of Janne Forsman, the Finnish fighter who's up against Ovill McKenzie here, but I've seen plenty of Ovill, Barry, and he never seems to be in a dull fight.
No, he seems to be on the form of his life, doesn't he, at the moment? Really boxing well. Some great wins in his last 4 or 5 fights. Tony
Conquest, John Lewis Dickinson, and that majority points decision over Matty Askin. One of the judges scored it 116, 109. One of them had it to draw, but nevertheless a good win. And it also, from Ovill's point of view, got rid of that little monkey on his back about being unable to win a fight after it goes past 6 rounds. He came on quite strong in the second half.
Well, the thing I've noticed with Ovill, especially in the last few fights, is the jab has been a lot better. Before, you know, he relied on that big right hand and pretty much poured that jab out looking for the right hand, but now he's starting to use that jab better to set combinations up.
Well, he certainly seems to have settled into his second stint at the Peacock Gym down in the Canning Town edge of London. And seems like half the gym's come down to work his corner as well. There's a sizable entourage came with him. Martin Bowers, the man who looks after Mackenzie's coaching, but he's got many a wise man putting a bit of input in. Forsman comes into this fight on the back of 7 consecutive victories, and he's only had 1 loss, which was an 11th round KO back in 2013. Since then, he's been a winner, albeit mostly at light heavyweight.
And also the quality of opposition. You know, if you look at Ovill's record, some of the good fighters he's boxed, you know, whether he's won or lost, far superior to his opponent. So I think it might be a little bit of a culture shock here.
His first ever fight in the UK, and having to contend in a relatively empty auditorium right now. Traffic outside on the way in here tonight was just horrendous.
Yeah, that heavy going. Oh, lovely uppercut there from Ovill. That's not the first time he's landed with that uppercut, but that was clearly the harder shot. Hurting Forsman.
Big body shot as well. Right hand counter from Forsman, didn't miss by a lot, but McKenzie, who's got those 11 inside the first 3 round victories to his name, he's started fast and he's already letting Forsman feel the weight of his punching. Oh, another big right body shot. He delivered another one a little bit earlier in the round, and I don't know how much Forsman's going to want after this. That pain is going to stay, Barry, and there's nearly 30 seconds remaining.
Well, the thing with Forsman is he's given nothing, thrown nothing to deter McKenzie from going forward. So far it's just been so much fun for McKenzie. He's been able to do what he wants.
Ovill as ever with that astonishingly chiselled physique. There's the right hand. Forsman's got through a couple of times with that, but no great power in it.
And Ovill, a guy who never really struggled to make light heavyweight, always in great condition, but since he's moved up the cruiserweight, he's looked much better fighter, and a really good round there for Ovill McKenzie.
Well, Forsman got through to the end of that first round. There was another right hook which thudded through just before the bell went, and I did wonder at that point. And let's have a look at how the knockdown came.
Oh, that's just before the knock. That's that lovely right uppercut. I think that's the second one rather than the first one he landed with.
Ouch.
There's the body shot. Look at that.
And he'd landed on almost exactly the same spot earlier in the round, so it's the repetition.
All found downstairs. Yeah, you can see when you'll hear me call the urgency, you know, didn't you? Just concentrate. He's going to have a little swing. Yeah, that's his game. All right. So covers up all the time. Steps in and steps out very well, actually. Good, I'm pleased with that. Yeah. Think your work. Don't tell me what's coming. Don't tell me.
Well, first round emphatically in the bag for Ovill McKenzie, who's already got a top 15 ranking from the WBC and the IBF, and presumably if he comes through this as the winner, and every indication that he will, he's going to have a high WBA ranking as well. It's his dream still at this stage of his career to get himself a world title shot. There's a right hand again from Forsman. He's had a little bit of success with that punch.
Again, a little right uppercut there from McKenzie. Forsman not liking that one bit. Forsman's not doing enough work, no head movement, not throwing enough punches, not really stepping beyond the jab or a good right hand just to force McKenzie back. That's what he needs to do. But at the moment, just trying to keep a tight defence and just walking back to the ropes, and that's McKenzie would just feed off that.
McKenzie, the British and Commonwealth champion, has those 12 inside the distance wins, and always throughout the game. And as you were saying, Barry, you know, sort of he seems to be having a real Indian summer in his career. He always gets respect for his punching power, and there's a nice jab as well.
Yeah, and they said that's been the difference to him in the last few fights, is the jab for me. I think he's been using it a lot more, setting attacks up behind a strong jab. Just showing that he's not all about the right hand and the left hook.
Does have a very long reach, Ovill, although only standing around about 6'1", he has the reach of a man several inches taller. Apparently he's been sparring Derek Chisora.
Good right hand again, left hook.
Well, is that a knockdown? He's suggesting it was around the back of the head, but it's been given as a knockdown. He looks a little bit unsteady and looks a little bit concussed. I think he might be contemplating finding a way out of there, and he doesn't have to do so because referee Terry O'Connor has seen enough. He was blinking and looked dazed, and Ovill McKenzie, well, the fact of the matter is he was just too good.
Yeah, and let's be realistic. We sort of knew he was going to be the better guy. We just hope he might have had a bit of a test and gone a few rounds, but you know, Forsman never really showed any strength in the ring, and McKenzie just went out on the front foot from the outset beyond a strong jab. Once he landed with one of those good uppercuts early in the first round, Forsman felt the power and didn't really want to know and just try to survive. You can't get in the ring and survive with McKenzie. You've got to try and fight back with him. And he never did that, and that's why it was an easy night's work for McKenzie.
Has to be put onto the back foot one way or another. Very much easier said than done. There's not too many who've done so, and as usual, he's got that happy smile, the trademark smile. He was posting all over Facebook this week, loving the Jamaican Carnival in Derby last week, and a little bit of a celebrity up there, and another win there under his belt. And let's hear from Mark Burdis.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes 4 seconds of the second round, your referee has stopped the contest. He deemed Janne Forsman was in no position to continue. The winner now the new WBA Continental Cruiserweight champion from Derby. In the blue corner, Ovill McKenzie.
Janne Forsman was into another level tonight, and Ovill McKenzie, he loves to smile up there in the ring, and it's there once more.
Thank you, John. It's raining belts for Ovill McKenzie at the moment, and another stoppage inside 3 rounds. Let's have a word with Andy Lee, our world champion guest here at ringside. Very, very impressive demolition job from Ovill, that one.
Yeah, a routine win. More of a case of when, not if, he was going to knock the guy out. And yeah, he went about, said about his business and showed his class.
And would we see him getting a world title shot soon? He's on the outside track to get one, isn't he?
Well, we'll certainly, I think, get a top 10 or top 15 ranking with the WBL, and that they've been pushing for it. And the fight they're looking at from is Ola Afolabi. I think there was talk of it happening on this card, and if they could make that fight for September, and then he won that, he really would be on the brink of a world title fight. But I think the one he wants is the WBO champion, Marco Huck. He keeps saying he wants to go and beat the captain up in Germany, but I think the captain's got a date in America next month first.
And I think you've just turned 30, haven't you? And to see someone a few years older than you in that sort of shape, that must give you a lot of confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah, giving us all hope, I think. Quite impressive. And, you know, a lot lesser fighters have fought for world titles, so good luck to him.
Well, Ovill has made his way down to ringside, and he's chatting